Hey everyone, I'm Dave with Beast Made Reviews, the channel where we like to talk about quality at different price points. Thank you for watching. Today we're going to be talking about my favorite EDC pens. Now, I have a selection of pens. For some reason, I've acquired a collection of pens. And I didn't really mean to do that. But today I wanted to talk about these pens and say why I think you might need one of these. We all use pens on a daily basis for some reason or another, and having a good, reliable pen is important. Now, we've all had those throwaway pens that we have, and they always seem to run out of ink right when we need them. But these pens are not those typical throwaway pens. These pens are really high quality. And these are pens that you do not want to lend to your friends because they will probably steal them. You want to keep these pens on you. Don't lend these out. Now, the first pen I'm going to talk about today is kind of an honorable mention. I don't really want to mention this as my first choice, and this one is, of course, the Fisher Space Pen. And the reason I don't want to really mention this one is because I think there are better options out there than this. A lot of people use this on a regular basis, and I think that's fine. This is one of those pens that has become kind of a staple in the EDC community. For good reason, I think, because it is small, it's lightweight, and it's very reliable. Apparently, this was the pen that they took to the moon and the Apollo missions. I don't know if that's true or not, but it's really cool. The interesting thing about this pen is the refill has a pressurized refill in there that allows you to use it in any different position, and it allows you to use it underwater. So it's great for zero gravity use, which is why I think people have talked about this being used with astronauts. Whether or not that's true, I have no idea, but it is a very reliable pen. The thing I don't like about it is the refill itself. I find that it's kind of hard to use, and I don't really like this form factor. The clip on it is not a good clip. It always falls off. So you kind of just have to stow this in your pocket. If you're okay with that, then this is a good pen for you. It's very common, it's pretty inexpensive to find, so honorable mention goes to the Fisher Space Pen. My next choice is a pen that I think you do need, and I think that you probably should have this on you at all times, and that is the Slughaus Nano. And this is it. This is not a cap, this is the actual whole pen itself. It's very, very small, as you can see. It's just a tiny bit larger than just a key itself. The weight on this is only 6 grams. Now, for reference, a Pilot G2 pen that you find just at the corner store is 10 grams. So it's lighter than that. It's very, very small. Of course, it fits on your keychain, has a little key ring right here. It's made from a really robust aluminum. It's very strong, has a carbide tip, so if you needed to open a package with it, you could. So that's another option if you don't have a knife on. Just saying, you should always have a knife. But it's a really reliable pen. What I like about it is this is just an emergency pen. I think you should have this on your keychain because it weighs nothing, and if you need a pen and you don't have one on you, this is easy to have. This is a non-refillable pen. You can't refill it once it's used up, which is one of the downsides. But I think with the compromise that you make here, I think that is okay. This comes in a 3-pack of these for $25, which is a steal. So definitely pick up one of these little 3-packs here. I'll have a link down below to where you can find this. I actually got this from Urban EDC Supply. They actually sent this to me for review, so definitely check them out. The rest of the pens on here, I believe you can find most of these on Urban EDC's website. So definitely check them out as your first source for finding these pens. If they don't have them, you can search for them elsewhere, but definitely check out Urban EDC Supply. And of course, get the Slughaus Nano. Next choice is the Schon Design Pen. I believe it's just called the Pen or the Pen Project. Now, this was started on Kickstarter and is a very successful Kickstarter project. What I love about this pen is it's machined to perfection. It's a minimalist pen. And there's only about 3 parts to this, just the cap, the body, and a screw in the back, and then the refill itself, so I guess 4 pieces. It's easy to disassemble and reassemble. Now, this is machined specifically for the Fisher Space Pen, which again is not my favorite refill, but I like that this is kind of an upgraded version of the Fisher Space Pen itself. This is a much better design. It's heftier if you like that heft. And I just love it. It's just a perfect minimalist looking design. Now, he also has an adapter that adapts to a D2 refill, which is very small. And I have the adapter. I haven't had really good luck with it, so I don't know if I got a lemon or if it's just user error, probably user error. The D2 size is very small, but you have a lot more options there, like some gel pens and different types of inks and colors and things like that. But if you just like the Fisher Space Pen itself, but you wanted something that was just better, that won't bend, I think this is a great option. He has a lot of different materials that he uses these for, and he also has an option for a clip. So he has some versions that has a pocket clip on there. I actually prefer it without the clip. Now this one is a stainless steel, but he also has aluminum, which is the cheapest version. The stainless steel is pretty hefty. I mean, it's a hunk of steel, literally, but I really love it. I have a full review of this on this channel if you want to go watch that too. Now these pens here start at $70 for the aluminum version. This steel version is $100, and it goes all the way up to even more than that with the titanium version if you want that. I love these pens, definitely check them out. And I just found out that he actually has a fountain pen on the way that he just made, which is really cool, so maybe I'll review that in the future too. The next pen on the list is the Kustoms Render K, and this one is in copper, and it's got a lot of patina on it, which is why it looks like an old dirty penny. Kustoms started as a machine shop, I believe, for cars. And they carried that kind of aesthetic for old cars into their pens, and I really think it gives them a lot of personality. This Render K right here has a really great retro appeal and look to it. I really love it. This one is also machined perfectly. It's machined really well. They thought of a lot of great options here, like the knurling at the top here. Now this one is actually an older design. The newer designs have an interchangeable tip right here that allows for different refills. And I believe that you can actually take it out and change it into a fountain pen as well. This pen comes with a G2 refill, which I love. That's one of my favorite refills. But it also fits a lot of different Parker and Pilot refills. So it's a great pen that has a lot of versatility. Now, one kind of nitpick about this pen is that it has a cap, but the cap is not postable. I mean, you can put it on there, but it's not really meant to be posted, which is kind of important, I think, for a capped pen. So if you're looking for something that you can post, you can't really do that with this. Other than that, it's a wonderful, wonderful pen. Now this, of course, is the copper version, but they start at the aluminum version, and they have different anodizations and different colors of that aluminum version. They have the raw aluminum, but they have a whole slew of different colors, which is really cool. So one of the strengths of this brand, they have just a wide variety of colors, and they're really vibrant, they really pop, and I love them. The aluminum version starts at $60, and this copper version is $95. This is not the only pen that Kustoms has. They have several different pens. This is just one of them. I think this is just one of their kind of mainstays of their line. You'll see that they just have like a ton of different colors of this line. This is a really good one. Of course, this copper is really heavy, probably not ideal for EDC, unless you just like copper and you like that extra heft. But I wanted to add this one because if you like the aluminum version or you like something that's just kind of retro, I think it's a great choice. Next on the list is the Alpha pen by Prometheus Lights, or Prometheus Writes. Now this is another pen that is very popular in the EDC community, and I can totally see why. It's a fantastic pen. Now the owner of this company, Prometheus Lights, Jason Huey, actually now owns 4Sevens, which is a flashlight company that I love. Really cool. But Jason Huey made this pen specifically for a Mont Blanc refill. Now this pen doesn't come with a Mont Blanc refill. It comes with kind of a Mont Blanc copycat, which doesn't fit exactly right, but it fits okay. And I'm not exactly sure the legality of why he can't sell Mont Blanc. It probably has to do with licensing and that kind of stuff. But regardless, you can buy the Mont Blanc refills pretty easily. You can find them at some office supply stores. If you get one of these, I really think that you should get one of those refills. It's a joy to write with. The rollerball is amazing. The fine liner is also really great as well. Now this one in particular is the Electroless Nickel, but he has also brass, copper, and titanium as well. What I love about this pen is it's very impressive. It looks really expensive, and it is the most expensive pen that I have here at $165 for the Electroless Nickel. But it's an elegant design, and it dresses up really well, so I think that if you want an EDC pen that you could wear with a suit if you needed to, I think this is a really good alternative. And it's a very different design, something that you can always have on you that is just gonna be indestructible. This is a highly regarded pen, and it's worth every penny. Next is the Ti2 Design Techliner. And now Ti2 Design is a company that has a lot of different titanium tools, pocket tools and pens. And their Techliner is one of the coolest pens that I have. For one, it's a very simple design, very slim, very light, and it also happens to be titanium. This is either a tumbled or a stone-washed titanium, which is a great color. But as you can see, it has this kind of tip on here, which is kind of odd. But what is great about it is it's magnetic. So we love to play with this at the house. So it has just an easy kind of cap that you just take off and you can just put it back on. The great part about it is the tip on the back also has the magnet. You can just put that on as well. I love this design. It's made specifically for the Uniball Jetstream refill, which is a great refill. The Jetstream refill is kind of in between kind of just your normal ballpoint refill and a gel pen, something like that, with a little bit more archival properties. I really like the Jetstream refill, and so I really like this pen a lot. Now, this Techliner is the longest of the ones that they have, which I believe is 5 3/4 inches, but still really light, and it's really pocketable. I've never had a problem losing this tip. I find that the magnet is pretty strong, so it always stays in there. There's also 2 shorter versions. He has a shorty and then even a super shorty, which is the smallest one. And I believe that one is almost half the size of this. So if you like shorter pens, definitely check out those. Another interesting thing about this, you can find this in different finishes. He'll have different limited runs of different etchings on the actual pens. And the newer ones actually have a different design of knurling on the tip right there. This is just a fun pen. It's very reliable, easy to carry, and it's just a lot of fun just to kind of play around with. There's just something about magnets. I don't know what it is. It's just really fun. I love this pen. It's $80 with the clip, and I definitely think this is worth it. All right, and the last 2 choices are, of course, 2 choices from Big Idea Design. And of course, I had to add these because they're just 2 amazing pens. I have a review, if you want to go watch it, of their EDC pens, of the whole line of their 2 EDC sized pens. Of course, the first one is their EDC Arto, which fits thousands of different refills. It's very comfortable, has just an amazing design here that has like a drill bit on the end there that fits any size pen, and you can get the perfect length on the tip there. They thought of everything with this pen. It's titanium as well. It comes in 3 different colors. This one is the Stonewash titanium right here, and this one is $90. And of course the Ti EDC Click pen, which this one is in their black pen, and it fits fewer refills, but I don't find that's a problem because it still fits hundreds of different refills, probably all the ones that you like. It's a click pen, but it's a very discreet click. That's as loud as it is right there. Very quiet. It's easy to deploy. It never hangs. Buttery smooth. Really love this. Great size. It has a very similar function where you can adjust the tip length on here as well. Of course, this is their black version, but they have machined raw and stone washed, just like the Ti Arto. And this one is $100 for this one. Love these pens. And of course, all of these pens have different uses, and your mileage may vary. You may like one pen over another one. You may have different needs, but regardless, all of these pens are fantastic and definitely worth it. If one screams out to you, definitely go check them out and see which ones they offer. See if they have different colors or something that you like here. Of course, I'll have a link down below to Urban EDC Supply where you can go check them out. Check them out first and see if they have the pen that you're looking for. They have lots of great EDC stuff. Definitely want to thank them for sending the Slughaus Nano. Fantastic pen. I don't know what I'm gonna do without this pen. Have you tried these pens? Let me know down in the comments. Of course, if you haven't already, please like and subscribe down below. I love you for it. Thanks again for watching Beast Made Reviews. I'm Dave. I'll see you next time.